good evening, and good night, and welcome to Throwbacks, where we talk all things cool and retro. Today we're going to be taking a look at Spirit Halloween. Let's go. So, Spirit Halloween is right around the corner from my house. I'm very lucky. I'm going to probably come here a few more times before Halloween. It's still actually September when I'm recording this, so they've got a lot of cool stuff here, and we're going to take a look. They got the giant creatures and animatronics and scary things. A lot of the things that you step on, like they got the nun here. Like, that's one of the few that actually works. Like, I stepped on a lot of these things, and it was kind of disappointing. But one thing that worked really well was the gigantic doll monster from the Squid Games that keeps talking to you and I guess obliterates people that lose the game, I guess. But some of the, they had a lot of clowns. A clown thing was pretty cool. And, they got a lot of cool little merch and stuff over there, and a little spooky. I was hoping this character would do something, because it kind of reminds me of like a Deadite from Evil Dead. I thought she'd turn around and be like, I'll swallow your soul, but no, it didn't swallow anything. They got this whole like a subway car or something set up here. It's pretty cool. A lot of clowns for some reason. I don't know if they're trying to remake Killer Clowns from Outer Space. They had a lot of that stuff. I was really hoping this guy did something, because he's just big and scary and awesome. But he didn't do nothing, sadly. I don't know if a lot of them were just unplugged or they weren't working right yet. Again, this is still in September when I videoed this. So. And this guy worked. He was pretty cool. I thought this was like the Mothman or something at first, but I guess he's the Night Owl or something. I forget, but later on I'll see his box somewhere. I'm like, oh yeah, that's this. And darn, there's no candy in there. Shucks. Another clown. You little clown, you get out of here. But he didn't do nothing either. So I kept getting distracted by these. I'm like, oh, what's over here? But the Scarecrow. Okay, go back to the Scarecrow guy. He did work, but he didn't work for me. I saw some girls step on his little box thing later, and he jumped up to 20 feet in the air, which is pretty amazing. Again, another creepy thing that looked like it belonged in Evil Dead, but didn't do anything, which was a bummer. A lot of cool stuff inside there. Again, with the clowns. I'll tell you what. But it was neat to be able to walk inside this thing. A lot better than the little tunnel they usually do. But we did get to talk to Master Splinter here. He wasn't too happy to see me though. He was like, there's no turtles here, get out of here. So I just left him be. Yeah, I was really impressed with all the little one-to-one props that they had outside. They were kind of cool. Something for the kids to go in, and really wasn't scary. It was just kind of neat. Of course, I think if a lot of the little animatronic dudes were working better, that would have been fun. But oh well. I think maybe I got one working later, but yeah, maybe two were working. I don't know. It was a bummer. Maybe I was supposed to push this button right here. I don't know. But the nun was cool. She was very creepy, very spooky. Yeah, this was the only one I got to work, other than the bat guy or moth guy or whatever. And you'll see the Squid Games thing there, and everybody's favorite game there. Oh, got a lot of cool Beetlejuice stuff. And then Of course, Hocus Pocus. And what I was interested in is like all these cool Ghostbusters things, because I love the Ghostbusters. Had some cool little costumes, and all this was in Spirit Halloween. I didn't look to see how much some of it cost, but I was just thinking like, man, if they had this stuff when I was a kid, that would have been so cool. And they have a lot of cool T-shirts. I bought one last year. Let's see what's over here. Yep, more Ghostbusters stuff. Hocus Pocus, Beetlejuice, and a lot of Terrifier, a lot of Art the Clown stuff going on. They had a lot of that. It was really cool. I've seen one or two of those movies, and they are entertaining for what they are. Not my most favorite thing, but I enjoyed them. That's a Freddy damn Krueger. Yep, Freddy Krueger. Maybe I should pull out my Freddy Krueger costume this year. Again, with the claws, like if I had had this when I was a kid, it would have been so awesome. And then you got Wednesday. It's another good show I'm enjoying right now, Wednesday. And Scream. And Ghostface over here. Many iterations of Ghostface. So that's cool. And what else did we look at? Let's see. And Batman. I was really tempted to buy that Batman costume, honestly. I don't know why. And also with the Peacemaker. Deadpool, not so much. This one, the Scarecrow comes out. And I was also tempted to get one of these Power Ranger costumes just because they look pretty decent. Rick and Morty, you get a bunch of fun stuff. I always like these little cheap Halloween costumes, Like they're not very professional, but they just look neat. They had a good little Star Wars bunch here, pretty decent looking Leia and Obi-Wan. And they had some helmets that I thought were cool. And some, Boba Fett and Stormtroopers. I mean, look at the Stormtrooper. I mean, again, if they'd had this when I was a kid, I would have been in hog heaven. Are the helmets kind of silly? Yeah, they don't look great, but it's for kids, and they look good for kids, Or, if you just want a cheap Halloween costume, they are what they are. They're just for fun, pretty fun stuff. What else? Yeah, I'm always distracted by some of these things. I'm like, what's over here? Oh, South Park, all right. And, okay, here's where I'm looking at some of the bigger items, hoping to get maybe one of these for my front yard, which I didn't buy any, but I may still have a lot of time until Halloween when I'm at the time of recording this. You can see a lot of the animatronic guys you can buy, and hopefully they work. There you get them. There's that critter. Night Owl, yeah, that's what he's called. Oh, I was thinking it was a Mothman. I guess it just looks like that. I've been watching too many Mothman YouTube videos. Night Owl. I guess they can't call it that, even if it is. I don't know. And they had this cool little display here, which I thought was neat. And a scary spider. Everybody likes scary spiders. Scary. Whatever that guy is. A lot of clowns going on. I don't know what that is, but maybe it's, something from the Haunted Mansion. Not sure. I bought one of those dummies one time just to put a costume in. It was okay. Yeah, a lot of cool stuff you can just, throw in the house as a prop or just keep it around, put it in the yard, whatever. A lot of cool stuff, really. A lot of costumes. For, if you're just making a cheap, easy costume, you can just get something here and maybe mix it with something else. But all the fun little I forgot about the alien skeleton there. I was looking at all these other skeletons over here. I think that one turned and looked at me. These kind of are freaky. I wouldn't buy one of these, I don't think. Especially not the Annabelle one. Usually not that. No. But a lot of cool stuff you can just put in your house, little knickknacks, little things, little spooky stuff. Stuff that's. Oh, there's Art the Clown again. He's a hit. That guy. He's right up there with Michael Myers and Jason and Freddy. I think right now at this point he's a popular guy. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, a lot of art and more expensive knickknacks. But just fun stuff. That'd be cool. Put that in the door somewhere. Got a home decor. Which if you've seen my house, I have a pretty similar stuff. Just kind of trying to get all this filmed just so you guys can see what they got. If you have a spirit Halloween near you, let me know. This may not be the biggest and best one, but I really like the Frankenstein. I thought he looked cool. I've been in some better spirit Halloweens, I'm not going to lie. The ones I used to put in the ball were really cool. But I think that's about it, so we're going to go ahead and get out of here, I think. Nope, not quite yet. There's a little bit more, sorry. I got some masks to look at. I had to go back and get this area because there was like people trying them on and I didn't want to like get in their way. It's always fun for me to go look at all the masks when there's like nobody in there, so I could just geek out looking at all of them. I always thought these were cool. What's up? Yeah, pretty cool. Well, I like that with the hanging heads that are combined together somehow. That's pretty cool. I didn't buy any of those, but not yet anyway. The pigs are disturbing. I don't know why. Zombie bunnies and reminds me of like an old Peter Jackson movie. The little skulls, and I ended up not getting any skulls, which is weird. I usually have to like at least get a skull. I'm gonna get a skull. Cute little bat. And, I don't know. Maybe I'm just spoiled because all these stuff I used to buy, they were like $5 and now they're all like $20. I'm like, oh good God, I'm getting so old. I'm complaining about the prices of skulls. $14 skull in this economy. Come on, you're killing me here. But, I know we have a lot of people that watch these videos, maybe you're not in America and stuff. Let me know if you're not in America, whatever country you're in. Let me know if you have a spirit Halloween store or something similar, maybe the equivalent of it. Let me know. Because I'd be interested in checking those out and seeing how they compare. Because, everybody has to have a whole store that has Halloween stuff. I mean, how cool is that? I think it's cool. Just look at all these guys. Who doesn't want rats and pumpkins and skeletons in their house all the time? And, here's the kids section, which I thought was cool because I like to look at all the costumes that I did not get the chance to buy when I was a kid. We had those crappy Halloween costumes that were if your mom flicked a cigarette too close to you, you'd go up in flames. And again with the Star Wars stuff, look how cool that stuff is, man. If I had that stuff when I was a kid, that would have been so rad. But we had the crappy little plastic mask that was like half of just the front of your face held on with a really flimsy rubber band, and you always wanted to stick your tongue through the little mouth opening. That's cool. The Ghostbusters badge there. I almost bought that. Yeah, kids really have awesome Halloween costumes these days, so that's really cool. Good for them. Good for the kiddos. At least somebody was thinking of the children. Whoa. Ooh, spooky clowns. So, yeah, I'm going to have to look into that Killer Clowns from Outer Space remake. I feel like I heard that, but that's a thing. And I'm just trying to get literally film everything left in the store because I want to make sure I got it all, just for the heckins of it. I think we've seen all this stuff already. Yep. And I wasn't really into much of this stuff, but it's kind of the most similar thing to toys and merch that they had. So kind of like Funko Pops or something. So I thought that was cool. Thought I'd film that. Nothing I was interested in, but kind of neat stuff. Glad it was there. I like the little collectible stuff. But other than that, thanks for joining us. We're going to go ahead and throw one back. Please like and subscribe. We have new content every single day. And until tomorrow, we will see ya.